And you talk about content and you talk about connections and collaborating on quality content. So for a salesperson, what is the best way to share content? Do they have to go and start writing their own blog? Is third-party content okay? Should they be talking about the industry and the market that are in, or just something that's general to something that they're interested in? What's the best way to do this?
Yeah, so you got to do you got to play to your strengths. I always say play to your strengths. And you know, reality is, as a sales rep at Salesforce and Eloqua, at that point in my career, my strength wasn't writing original content. I would say it's probably still not my strength. I do it, and I am getting better at it because I'm working hard at it, but it isn't like the natural strength. My natural strength is talking and listening and asking questions and engaging. It isn't writing. So I'm not saying that salespeople need to go out and write their own original blogs. Now, if it's a strength of theirs, absolutely do it, right? Play to your strengths. I am such a huge fan of OPC. I'm down with OPC. Yeah, you know me. I'm down with other people's content. And I think about, like, okay, what's the kind of content that would be useful to my buyer, that would help my buyer answer questions that I know she has, that she could go out and find the answers to via Google search, but I can serve it up to her because I'm her concierge. I'm her information concierge. So content is absolutely, I say, the currency of the modern sales professional. And salespeople, you know, I used content as my currency via an email. So I would read analyst reports, I would read thought leader papers, and then I would like take the 3 or 4 points out of that piece of content, and I would put it in an email template, and I would have draft emails, and I would then say every day, every deal, why hasn't Mary gotten closer to being able to say yes to buying my product? And I would say, does Mary need to know about email deliverability? Does Mary need to know about security in the cloud? Does Mary need to know about customers like her who have achieved great success? So I would use content as I wouldn't do the whole circling back, checking in to see if you're ready to close the deal because I need to make my number and cash my commission check. I would think about how I would continuously be educating everyone in the buying committee with content that was relevant to who they were, the role they played, what they cared about. And I started to move that activity from email, one-to-one or one to a couple, to social. And now not only does Mary and Bob see the content, but everybody else in my social networks is starting to see more content that it isn't narcissistic, self-absorbed, chest-pounding. There is some of that, right? Like we talk about the whole social self-promotion aspect. I'm a keynote speaker, but if people don't know that I do keynotes and people don't know that I do a great job and that people love, you know, when I'm speaking, and I don't amplify that advocacy from people I've done keynotes for, then I'm not being a smart businesswoman. So that content, using other people's content to gain visibility, earn trust, and also one of the things, which is kind of funny because at Oracle, this just shows the traditional mentality of reps were not allowed to have relationships with analysts or journalists. And that goes completely against my recommendation that your salespeople understand who the influencers, thought leaders, analysts, gurus, baking even unicorn people are in your buyers. Thank you, baking even unicorn. You can tweet that. Who those people are in your buyer's world, and get close to them. Get close to those influential people. Understand the kind of reports they're putting out, the trends in the industry, and share that content, that OPC from those thought leaders, analysts, journalists, and your social influence increases Your social capital increases when you are surrounded by influential people.